A reading from the prophet Isaiah. Rise up in splendor, Jerusalem, your light has come. The glory of the Lord shines upon you. Nations shall walk by your light, and kings by your shining radiance. Raise your eyes and look about. They all gather and come to you. Your sons come from afar, and your daughters in the arms of their nurses. Then you shall be radiant at what you see, your heart shall throb and overflow. For the riches of the sea shall be emptied out before you. The wealth of nations shall be brought to you. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Years ago, I read a small book entitled Grotto Stories from the Heart of Notre Dame, which is a collection of stories written by alumni and friends about the Grotto of Our Lady located on the campus of Notre Dame University. Now, what's remarkable about this book is that it clearly reveals that on a campus where football often reigns as king and higher education tends to be the pearl of great price, this shrine, the Grotto of Our Lady of Lourdes, has been and is the heart of that campus. It made me realize that the icon of our Mother Perpetual Help that had come to our house in the early 1940s was always the heart of our home. She was a household fixture, like a light switch, whose presence in our lives was often taken for granted until we needed her. And then we'd reach out for her, and she'd turn on the help. Over the years, the constant repetition of Hail Marys with the Rosary had an effect on me, and unconsciously created a familiarity with Mary which helped me to feel much more at home with her. And I'm convinced that this simple relationship with Mary enabled her to become a real presence in my childhood. Speaking to Mary became easy, although never at great length. Sometimes it was just a quick glance, but other times it was a quick and a desperate plea or prayer, and then out the door I'd go. She was always there, patiently waiting, quietly drawing me to Christ. And I believe that what she was quietly doing with me, she is also doing this for the whole church. She is quietly drawing us to Jesus, her Son. 2,000 years ago, when the Holy Spirit touched the womb of Mary, a prediction arose from the lips of the Virgin. In her Magnificat, she declares, "All generations will call me blessed." And she was more right than she might have imagined. Mary of Nazareth, the mother of Jesus Christ, is today the most celebrated and venerated woman of all history. Particularly since the papacy of Pope St. John Paul II, there has been an increasingly renewed devotion to Mary in the Church. Prior to COVID in 2019, nearly 15 million pilgrims journeyed to Lourdes, France, and 10 million went to Guadalupe in Mexico. Millions more went to Fatima, Czestochowa, Medjugorje, and American sites such as Emmitsburg, Maryland, and the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Washington, D.C. Believe it or not, it's estimated that 20% of the vocations in the church today are men and women who have made a pilgrimage to one of these shrines and experienced Christ calling them through Mary. So you have to ask yourself, what's behind all this excitement? What is there about the mystery of Mary that inspires this global outpouring of attraction to her? And I have 3 reasons. First of all, ever since the Council of Ephesus in 431, which declared Mary as truly being the Mother of God, the Church has recognized that Mary is essential to understanding Jesus. The incarnation of the Son of God is forever linked to Mary. Secondly, the saints of the Church witness to a spiritual truth, and that truth is the closer we get to Mary, the closer she brings us to Christ. Thirdly, the reason for this exuberant new attention to Mary is because there is such a hunger in our world today for the supernatural. There is a hunger for God which is planted in every human heart. And sadly, our secular culture, with its technology and advanced communications, its modern transportation, and its marvels in medicine, has failed to help the hungry heart find God. It's very clear today in this secular desert that our souls are thirsting for God. And I believe that the quiet, maternal warmth of Mary is the easiest and most non-threatening road back to God whom we seek. In this tawdry culture, Mary is utter beauty. In this modern spiritual wasteland, Mary's a spring of fresh water. In this flattened landscape that tries to shut out all vestiges of heaven, Mary is the gate that opens us to God.